right. So welcome everyone to the first Pomelo pitch sessions. We have 3 exciting grant applicants that are gonna pitch their projects. 5 minutes pitch and then 15 minutes Q&A. The order we haven't fully agreed on yet. Who's gonna start? I had like the request from Liquid, Corvin, that they can go first. If that's okay with everybody else, please let me know. Kevin and Dimo.
I'm just trying to to join Discord with a second account so that I can share my screen from a different computer. I will probably need 2 more minutes. I'm sorry.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. The Discord thing is still something that everybody's getting used to, but it's great that you guys joined this event. Hopefully we'll have more of these. And also welcome everybody on the YouTube stream. I will monitor this and with the help of Jana and see if there are some questions there. So if you're watching on YouTube, feel free to type out the questions in the chat, but always, join here directly on Discord, the voice channel, so you can voice your questions, your opinions directly. It's just more fun like that. So a little background. I think everybody knows about Pomelo, the crowdfunding platform powered by quadratic funding on Eos. It's live now almost like 1.5 weeks, with donations live for 1 week, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we have a bunch of projects applying for funds. 3 of them are here today, and in the coming weeks we'll have some more. I'm really happy that this kind of format and all these kind of activities of projects, developers are having a forum right now with Pomelo. Yeah, there are other projects like the pitch deck from the Eos team. CryptoRite is doing some things. Yeah, awesome stuff. So I see Corbin joined with the second device.
Yeah.
That's great.
Okay.
Kevin Chefs from the Eos Chat Bot is already here. We tested the mic and screen sharing already. Dimo, are you good with? Are you planning to do a screen share?
Yeah, I think it won't be have any problem since I already have used this account for screen sharing before.
Okay. Are you? How should we do the order? I think if you guys are okay, Liquid's going to start, and then should we do a draw between Dimo and Chefs, or are there any preferences?
I say that you think of a number, and then Dimo and I try to guess it from 1 to 10, and whoever's closer starts. What do you think?
Okay, I'm thinking of a number right now.
6.
Okay.
20.
1 to 10.
Okay, 1 to 10.
10. Okay. I was thinking about the number 7, so that would be Kevin going after Liquid, and then
Nice.
Dimo coming in last. Hey, Chris Barnes just joined us. Couple of people. Hey, cool. Mike's working.
Hey, Chris.
So yeah, if there are no other questions about the rundown of this event or general questions about Pomelo, I think we can kick in with the first session. I'm trying to keep this like tight. I will count the 5 minutes pitch, and then you let me know when you're ready. Hey, Chan. Nice.
Hey, how are you?
Awesome.
It's okay to turn on video, right? Even if this is a voice chat.
Yeah, absolutely. I can also turn on video. Feel free, everyone.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, good to see you. I need to position this. Okay. So let's do this. Are we good?
We're good.
Cool.
I am Stan. I'm part of Liquid and the CEO and co-founder.
And I'm Corvin, also part of Liquid, CTO and also co-founder. Yeah, and We also created a pitch, a grant on Pomelo, and are trying to get some funding for open source, free of charge software for the community, for the area of game development. I will share my screen so that you can all see what we are speaking about. Can you see my screen and the Pomelo pitch?
I can.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So what Liquid.io is doing is that we are developing our own games. Liquid Universe is in development for 1.5 years. Has much progress. Doing more content on diverse social media, and marketing is going to start. And while we are developing Liquid Universe, every time we see that there's a problem that needs a solution, we always put it into an SDK or a plugin, a package that other developers of the community then can use. Because we think building our own games is one part of the business, enabling others to do the same is what will really strengthen the community long term. But every plugin, every piece of software for developers is useless without transferring the knowledge, without educating the others. And this is what our Pomelo pitch is about. We want to take these plugins, the software that we've already built, and put it into something like a Git book where we can create tutorials and all that to have a single source of knowledge for game developers who want to start to build games on EOS.io based blockchains. Not all of our plugins are public yet because some are missing documentation. But you can see there's our GitHub repository, a plugin for Diffuse to consume GraphQL, notifications, atomic acids. We've built basically expanded the EOS.io web IDE and integrated, or enabled Diffuse within. There's a Hyperion API client. This is a streaming service. We officially took over Eos Sharp from the guys of Scatter. They implemented it initially, but they are not maintaining it, and there was need to maintain it and to adopt changes. We also did something for Bounty Block. It's a WebSocket streaming plugin, and we have a few more. It's just that the guide for game developers currently, for other game developers, especially for traditional game developers, is missing. They need an easy as possible entry point to join our space. And we want to be the company who enables these developers. As a small shout out to what we are doing and that our plugins work, this is a crucial part of Liquid Universe. It's a procedurally generated planet, and we make use of many of our plugins in our game for sure. And especially, for example, when it comes to latencies, any action within the game that affects the game state, if I, for example, click claim in a few seconds, it's going through the blockchain, currently a private blockchain. It's validated by a node, Fuse processes it, sends it back to the client, and then it's visualized, and all that in super fast speed. So I will click now, and it already happened. This is where we see game development on EOS.io in the future. And this is how we as a community and we as developers on and off EOS.io can really change this industry and show that EOS.io is capable of things that other blockchains are not. I can show that again. Oh, I switched the planet, the construction. Same for if I press repair, it's going through the chain, it's processed, it's sent back to the client and visualized in light speed. This is seamless UI UX. This is seamless user experience, and we want to enable other developers to do exactly the same as we do. But as I said, the source of education, the source of knowledge, portal where traditional game developers can just pick up the information they need is missing. We can also clearly say that traditional developers are definitely looking for this kind of tools and for this knowledge. Over the last year, we had many talks and calls, conversations with game developers and game development companies, because we wanted to hire some externals to help with our development.
Yeah.
And whenever we showed how seamless everything works in our game, and how we created our own patterns, which are typically different from common patterns. Whenever we did that, the other side, the developers that we wanted to hire, or where the idea at least was to work with them, they were asking us for our tools. They were asking us to educate them to build the same kind of game and the same kind of user experience that we do, which led us even more to the idea and this idea of that we need a portal to educate others.
Awesome.
Yeah, and we have a number of SDKs coming as well, and we're working with Icon on their single sign-on or ID, so people have that gaming experience of just logging in with their favorite social media handle, and you jump right in the game without that clunkiness of like the current way blockchain games are working. And we know this community is really strong, and it's coming back, and so this is why we're really excited to be pitching our with Pomelo.
Yeah.
And so you can see some of our community. That's Hernan there. There's Dimitri before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your pitch time is kind of over.
Yeah.
You can continue talking. I just want to open up also the floor for
Okay.
potential questions. Are there any questions from the audience so far? Okay.
Yeah, I've got one. What type of target funding are you looking to get? Is there sort of a number in mind that you're hoping this will yield? And if it doesn't yield, that maybe someone else could come in to support?
I would basically say we will clearly spend any money that we raise on additional plugins, additional plugin development, maintenance, and this Git book, or how we call it, the Liquid Bible.
Liquid Bible, Liquid Quran. Yep.
There's much more work that we would like to do, much more services we would like to integrate. Maintenance of all these plugins is pretty expensive over time, and any money, any funds we raise would definitely help with it.
Yeah, and then marketing it to traditional people too, like traditional gamers, so they know about them. Right, the community is very supportive, but how do you find out about these tools? And that requires, unfortunately, a big marketing.
Going out to traditional game development communities, telling them about what we are doing and where they can find information, where they can learn, and how they can start to build games on Eos.io. Someone has background noise.
Yes.
Yeah. I will take care of this. Should be done now.
Yeah. So I mean, I understand. Yeah, Corvin, like more money is better, but I mean, it just needs something like, would 50K be like, oh yeah, okay, that's enough to really get us going, or is it 20K or 300K? Like, there's just do you have any sort of rough number? It just helps me.
I would say That's a great question. Okay, so it's probably about 50K to 100K would get us going, because everyone we've talked to said you
Thank
guys
you.
need a serious marketing budget. So
Okay,
if that helps.
perfect. Thank you. And
Thanks for the
then
question.
beyond that, okay, that's interesting. So marketing is a big piece. If there was someone who came along to help with just the marketing piece, and then you could focus on dev, that would simplify this, right? Like if you could sort of hand that over, or there's some overarching group that could maybe market a bunch of EOS projects.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it separately. Would that be useful?
Yeah. Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Good to know. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would say
this
even with marketing, and even with the Liquid Bible, it will take some time, and it will cost us money, because we still probably have to educate in maybe live
Document.
sessions and in these diverse communities. But that will only work, or it will only work in a good way if there's really a portal source where people can start to learn on their own, and where they can look up things.
Yeah, I'm like that was one of my questions as well. The Liquid Bible that you're talking about, there will also be video tutorials, or will it just be basically a written documentation?
That's initially we planned written documentation because code is typically easier to read,
Right.
but it's a good point. I think we should discuss this again, and we should see if there's demand for video tutorials. If there's
Right.
demand,
Yeah.
I think we don't have any problem with creating videos in addition.
Yeah, and different languages as well, obviously, too.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We don't want to be the gatekeepers of these tools. We want everybody to have them, use them. The goal is to get people to make their own games, whether you're 8 years old or you're 98. Age is just a number, and everybody, I'm sure everyone on this panel here has played a game, or one or two at some time. So,
I love the idea of 98-year-olds playing these games.
I know, right?
I like
That's a great
the idea of
Thanksgiving
98.
activity, right?
I like the idea of 98-year-old people developing these games, because
That's what I'm saying. It's
Even better. Yeah.
My grandpa really played it for a few minutes, and he's 86. So we are near to it.
We speak from experience.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Are there more questions from the audience? Okay, then I have a few about NFT standards. Currently, you're mainly focusing on atomic assets. How hard would it be to extend it? I see a couple of grants on Pomelo that are looking into additional NFT standards or another standardization. I know that Voice is working with Simple Assets 2.0. How big is atomic assets? Is it like the dominant NFT standard, or can there be other NFT standards implemented as well?
I won't say that we are focusing on atomic assets.
Okay.
For the community, we have developed 2 plugins for atomic assets and atomic markets, because it's what the community had highest demand for. Especially as, I'm sorry, but a lot of our tech is currently funded by the WAX community, as we are a top 21 on WAX for over a half year, and that's what they were requesting. So we developed that. But internally, our smart contracts, we developed kind of a bridge which allows us to integrate any of the NFT marketplaces, and that's for sure also a piece that needs education. You need to educate other developers how they can integrate atomic assets on a smart contract level. So it's not only about SDKs and plugins, it's also about how to build things on chain. It's education off chain, the game development side, the Unity side, how to use these plugins, but also all the difficulties that come with smart contract development. And for sure, we are open to any standard, if it's atomic acids or simple acids or new standards. We will definitely adopt them if they are used, I would say. Yeah.
Right, makes sense.
Right. Because it's all about adoption. We want the masses to understand like the power of what EOS.io has
Right.
given us.
At what stage is, let's say, the written form of the liquid Bible already? When, let's say, we think about translations, could like different teams already start with translations to push this forward? Because I think these tools are awesome. Regardless of the funding or when the season is
Right.
finished, I think the whole community has an interest in pushing play to earn on EOS. So that's just a
We
personal question. How far is this in?
we haven't started implementing the
Yeah.
liquid Bible. We planned it for a while, and we have lots of content, and we have lots of internal documents. When we onboard new developers to the team, we also have to educate them. So
Right.
we are already putting this into a digestible format for our internal developers, but making it digestible for the public and putting it into a portal, and extending it with more general knowledge, not that focused on our game, is what will take a lot of time and money.
And resources. And if anybody on the
Right.
community wants to help us translate, I mean, please contact us on Twitter or here on Discord. We definitely would like to work with anyone who likes to do Chinese, Japanese, Portuguese, Swahili, Hebrew, whatever language that, I mean, there's so many that are in demand, so open.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hernan.
I
There
just
he is.
saw Hernan joined.
Hernan on Hernan.
I just found out about this from Chris, and I jumped in. So I sent you a message, Marty. So maybe I can jump in, but I don't want to jump the line. So you guys, I'm just listening.
Cool. Yeah, we have a subscription. We have a form. Like we'll do these regularly. But if people like to continue and do this, then we can keep these also open end. I was not sure how much demand there is, so I kind of have three projects per session. And I will share with you the sign up form in case we end this like after an hour. But super happy that you joined. So we have like 2 minutes longer for Liquid Team if there are any questions. And next up would be the Eos Chat Bot with Kevin.
I wanted to say something about the general pay to earn and the gaming blockchain community. To me, it's clear that gaming on EOS can bring a lot of value and price increases to EOS and diverse EOS IO blockchains. I mean, if you look at other chains and other projects and other games on other chains, some of these they have millions in market cap alone. Look at Axie Infinity. It runs on a proof of authority chain with 5 producers, 120 transactions per second. They have 6 billion in market cap, I think. Imagine what happens if we have 1, 2, or 3 of these games on EOS. I'm pretty sure that with the capabilities that come with EOS, with the great tech that we have, I think we can all agree on that we have the tech. I think I'm absolutely believe that EOS IO is the perfect chain for game development and for play to earn and to get this community into ours. Yeah. I also think that most of the traditional game developers out there, they either develop in C# or they develop in C++, because the traditional gaming engines rely on C++ or C#. So if a traditional game developer has to decide between using Solidity, a language typically not known, near to JavaScript, which they also don't use, or C++ for smart contract development, I'm pretty sure they will decide for C++. And once the necessary tools for all this and the education, the knowledge is in place, I'm pretty sure we can go out and we can onboard these other businesses. We can onboard
Yeah.
a completely different scene to EOS, make them part of our community, and yeah, grow this whole space.
Grow the
this way.
ecosystem. Yeah. It's
Mhm.
scalable and it's and over 80% of the games that are built out there are built in Unity. That's why we chose that. So it's a natural migration, and you know, the people want to play these kind of games on Xbox and PlayStation and on their phone.
Yeah, choosing a traditional game engine over some JavaScript frameworks solves a lot of problems. Typical problems when it comes to game development on blockchains are latency and seamless play, which we solve with diffuse and Hyperion subscriptions. As you saw, it's all super seamless. Then multi-platform interoperability. Any or most of the game developers out there in the crypto space, they develop something in JavaScript because they are used to it, and the tools to develop in JavaScript are there. It typically doesn't take long until the users are asking for a mobile version or for a version that they can use on their desktop in full screen. And that's where they all typically have problems because they chose the wrong framework. While using traditional game engines, you can change that. It's super easy to build for other platforms. Liquid Universe is already, we have built for Android, iOS, Windows, Mac, Linux, WebGL. So, and we think we can also bring it to Xbox and PlayStation. But that's something time will tell.
Right.
Yeah, and it also increases the general quality of the game. Because the renderers behind you are using a game engine instead of a JavaScript framework, which for sure makes a difference.
Yeah, and I got to call time right now. I really like this
Thank you,
project.
Marty.
No, awesome. Like we can have more of these, and I mean, everybody check out the Liquid pitch on Pomelo.io.
And follow
And we posted a video too.
us on
So,
us on Twitter.
yeah, be liquid with 2 eyes.
Yeah, I think I have to stop sharing, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks so much. Like, if these pitch sessions are too short, and the general consensus is that these needs to be longer, then we can go for it. Like, I'm just trying to find the best format for this. But now it's time for Eos Chatbot, and in the stream chat I shared the sign up form for following events. Hannah, in case you saw that. Cool. So Kevin, it's go time.
Hello guys, how's everybody doing? Just before I start, I also invited my business partner, Nelson. He's actually right now sharing his screen. You can see his beautiful face. He's my co-founder in mutual marketing. I'm also a co-founder in mutual marketing, where we specialize in building chatbots. We create meaningful brand customer experiences through automated conversations with chatbots. And well, I've been involved with the EOS community since the Genesis launch, and I've seen like the whole development with EOS, block.one, the creation of the ENF Foundation, Pomelo. When I found out about Pomelo, about funding for public goods, the idea of developing the Eos Chatbot was something that came to my mind, and I said, okay, let's do it, let's build it. And I'm just going to share my screen real quick, just to share the chatbot and a little bit of how the development is going. And just real quick, while I share my screen, can everybody tell me if you can see it? Can somebody confirm if you can see my screen?
Yes, it works for me.
Perfect. Okay. So just real quick, a chatbot is a one-to-one messaging at scale. It allows us to message 1,000 people, a million people at the same time, and it allows us to help us grow our marketing, our sales, operations on messaging platforms like Messenger, Instagram, Telegram, which is already in development, WhatsApp. And the idea of the chatbot is to help basically with anything. You can build anything with chatbots. But the initial idea I had with the chatbot was to help users, help new users who come into the space to kind of get to know EOS. If they have questions, they can go to the EOS chatbots. So for example, let me just type a quick hello, and the chatbot automatically responds to any question that we ask. So yesterday, okay, so you see hello, he responds, hello Kevin, I'm the EOS bot, Bebop, an AI-powered conversational bot. And we can either ask him questions or we can go to the main menu by tapping the button. Right now, I'm just gonna ask a quick question. I'm gonna ask, what is EOS? So yesterday I was actually uploading the knowledge base on the chatbot so that it could answer frequently asked questions. So right now I asked, what is EOS? And you can see that it responded, EOS is both a cryptocurrency with the symbol EOS and layer 1 generation. I actually want to give a shout out to EOS support because the questions and the answers, I got them from them. I just plugged them into the chatbot. And what's cool is that the chatbot uses dialogue flow, which is a natural language processing by Google. So for example, if we ask this same question, but we ask it in a different way, let's see, talk to me about EOS. So this should give the same response. Let's see what the chatbot does. So you see, it gives out the same response because it has a natural language processing. It can figure out like, okay, what is the actual question that you're asking. So we can ask him questions to get quick automated responses. Let's go to the main menu right now. So I tap the button. And this is kind of like the main hub. So when new people come into here and explore, they can see the main menu and they can navigate. It's still in development, so I think, for example, EOS resources, I still need to work on that. But for example, the EOS projects, which is this one, it's already live. So we go to EOS Dapps, we click on that button. The chatbot asks us, are you looking for a specific type of project, or would you like to see all of the projects? So here you can tap on any button to view the projects. Let's see, if we tap on DeFi, it should, from the database of projects that the chatbot already has, it automatically gives us or throws us the projects that fall into that category. So yeah, in short, the idea is to help new users find the information that they want when exploring the EOS blockchain. If they want to find dApps, new projects, they can ask the EOS chatbot. If they want to be part of a community, they can ask the EOS chatbot to share the different communities. So for example, here I clicked on EOS communities, and here is the Eden on EOS. Here's the EOS community Discord. So you click on the button, it should open a website directing you to that specific community webpage. And all of this it's an ongoing development, so the chatbot can keep improving every time. If you If any project community on EOS wants to be here, please share me your information so that we can add it on the Eos chatbot. And this is just another channel for new users to explore, to kind of get their answers, their questions answered. And also, one cool thing that can be done is with EOS power users. Um, we can also add features like maybe connect through the EOS chatbot, say power up account, and we connect the chatbot with the EOS power up and do a quick power up. There's a lot of cool things that could be built also. For example, with Emanate, we could create a music random generator where we ask the chatbot, hey, I want to listen to music. And the chatbot automatically from his database throws you a song. Or maybe you already tell him that hey, I like rock, I like indie music, and the chatbot can filter out all of the information in his database and throw you exactly what you need. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen right now. Just give me a sec. How do I go back? Here we go. So in a nutshell, that's the EOS chatbot. We want to make it available for the EOS community, and it's an ongoing development, optimization. The more feedback that we have from the community, the more we know how to tinkle with it and improve it. So I invite everyone who hasn't chatted with the bot. You can go to the Twitter page, to the Eos Chatbot, and there's a link on the bio where you can click it, and you're gonna go directly to the chatbot. Start experimenting with it, start chatting with him, so that you can use him, and so that we can gather also feedback to keep improving. I don't know if Nelson wants to add something in the mix, but if anybody has questions, feel free to do so.
I have two questions. Maybe I missed this at the beginning, but where does this bot live, or where can it live? Like, is this something this isn't like a Telegram bot, obviously, right? So this is something like a widget that can go on websites and to be deployed in multiple locations. Is that accurate? And then do you also have like a funding target or just some sort of ballpark number you're looking to hit to sufficiently be able to do what you want to do?
Yes. So the chatbot currently right now is being developed in Messenger, in the Facebook Messenger platform, but it can live in different channels. It can live in the Facebook Messenger, Instagram, WhatsApp, Telegram as well. Telegram, it's on beta, so I still don't have access to developing on Telegram, but it's soon going to be open, so there's going to be another channel. And the idea is to first develop the minimum viable bot on the Messenger channel because it's easier for development. And once the minimum viable bot is there and it's optimized, we're gonna expand on other channels. And the minimum target that we're looking for, the minimum that we can begin developing the chatbot would be to cover just the costs of the tools, which is the ManyChat platform, which is the platform that I use to develop the chatbots. It's using the dialog flow, using bot sheets, different tools to help with that, which is a little bit less than $100. But for the development of the chatbot, training it, putting all the flows together, connecting all the API, the minimum could be $2,000. But to help us expand to all of the different channels that we want and to develop it to the point that we want it, we're looking for a target of $10,000.
Okay, thank you.
I got a question. Like, first of all, this is excellent. Thank you for the pitch. I think what comes to mind immediately when you're talking about a chatbot is how to plug it in to the EOS support project, right? That it would be kind of this first step that will save us a lot of manpower when we have a lot of answers that, okay, how do I unstake my EOS? How do I power up my account? And those kind of questions would be potentially answered by your chatbot before going into EOS support. But are you guys talking with the EOS support? Are you guys connected, doing something kind of collaborating?
No, we haven't talked, but that's actually something really key that should be done. I really want to collaborate with Eos support because the idea of the chatbot is to automate at least up to 80% of a conversation with the user. And well, there are a lot of questions that are repetitive and that you have to answer the same question. So the idea would be to have the chatbot have a funnel where we take users in, okay, how do I stake? And the chatbot guides the user on how to do that. Like, hey, okay, if you want to stake, you first need to get some resources, go to EOS Powerbot, like giving him all the steps. But there is times it's still necessary the human intervention because sometimes the bot can't answer everything through automated conversation. So the idea would be for the chatbot to help as much as it can onboard new users, help them with the questions, and if the chatbot cannot resolve the issue, we can ping or we could automatically connect the conversation that we had with the user with EOS support with the human on the other side who can help finish the conversation and help answer and resolve the question and issue that the user has. So definitely, I'm open to collaborating with EOS support. That would be something really cool to do. I need to get in contact with
I'm not just saying
people.
that because you guys seem like a match made in heaven, but also because EOS support has already one of the strongest proposals in Pomelo, and they're getting quite a good match pool there, which practically, as by Chris's question, would practically pretty much cover all your needs. And it seems like a tool that EOS support would very much be like an easy it would be a very easy win for them to save a lot of resources. So I would just as a suggestion start reaching out and get on with Randall for seeing what can be done.
I have a question. It's a great project. Congratulations, both of you guys. Who is your
Thank you.
audience? And what I mean is like, is it just to get new users in, or can any of these projects sitting here, like doing our pitch, can we take your bot and white label it? And so you come into our game and it pops up and answers, the questions the basics of EOS and how to do that, plus our project that is, run on EOS. Is that something that you guys are thinking about, or what is the big vision for the bot?
Yes. So in regards to audience, the idea is to get the new users, people who are new to EOS. The current EOS community can direct these new users to the EOS chatbot, just in case we don't have time to explain them whatever question they have. They can direct them to the chatbot so that they can help with that. Also, we're looking to get power users, so we're looking to put functionalities on the EOS chatbot that power users would use, and also any project and right here and in the EOS community can also be part of the EOS chatbot. The idea that we have is since we want to make it a public good, right now we're building the EOS chatbot. We already have like kind of the skeleton of how the bot is, and we plan on making it open. So any project would be able to download like the template of how the chatbot is currently set up and apply it for their own project. So in regards to users, we're looking to hit everyone, but before we hit everyone, we want to build it step by step. We're first starting with the main users, the new users target. so that we can build up the funnel little by little.
That's great.
Awesome.
That's cool.
There are 5 more minutes left for the Q&A. I got one question from the viewers, from Kevin D, watching us on YouTube, and he asks if the chatbot only works with typing, or if there's also the potential of adding like voice commands, basically.
No, currently it's just typing. You can only
Okay.
type regular text, or you could put emojis and see what the chatbot says.
Great. Any other questions from the audience? I had a question about currently this works this is mainly in English. Would it be possible to have this also in multi-language? Has a multi-language support there?
Yes, yes. Actually, thank you for saying that, because you can have multi-language on the chatbot. The way it would work is that at the beginning, like before the conversation starts, the chatbot's gonna ask you like, hey, what language do you want the chatbot in? English, Spanish, Turkish, any language. But first, we're gonna develop it on English, and once all of the templates and the whole thing is gonna be set up, we're gonna start doing the translation. And the first translation that we're gonna do is gonna be in Spanish. Because I'm Spanish, I'm from Mexico, so it's the easiest route. But once the second language is set up, we can start expanding to other languages. But at that point, I would need help with that translation, because I don't know how to speak any other language. So I'm gonna ask for help to the EOS community with that.
Compatriota.
Right. Who is that?
Yo también soy de México.
And so
¿Quién
Was
es de
this a
México?
question? Okay.
Aquí yo. Aquí merito.
I just
think
wanted
it's
to add to that. That we have developed a couple of projects with our friends in Venezuela, and well, they obviously speak Spanish, and we have great success doing a bottom-up adoption of the EOS ecosystem, which they have developed into local economies and local projects that live on EOS. They're hosted on EOS, or they're built on EOS. So at least on our experience, we know that Spanish and EOS and bottom-up adoption go well along. And well, this is something that we're very, very excited for.
Awesome. And it was Nelson, right? So the best way to get in touch with you. Mr. Meta is having some noise issues. I server muted you in the
Meta noise.
Meta noise. Okay. So my question was like, the best way to get in touch with you is basically the social context that you put in your pitch, right? Or is there any preferred way for to get in touch with you? Maybe for translations, maybe for implementation of the chatbot in some other project, or adding an ad as you suggested. I really like the aspect that you can add any application, any project there to showcase the community. So the best way would be getting in touch with you with the socials in your Pomelo pitch, right?
yeah, you can get into contact through any socials. You can go to Chev's official on Twitter and send me a DM, or through the Eos Chat Bot official Twitter as well. You can send a DM right there, and we can get in contact and start talking.
Awesome. All right.
Or send a message on the EOS chatbot itself. It will prompt an error most likely, but we will be able to see it and then build a flow that directs people that wants to collaborate to the right place.
Great. I'll try that. So if there are no other questions, it is also kind of time for the Infios project. Dimo, are you ready?
Yeah,
Awesome.
I've been waiting. Let me just. Can you see me? Okay, I see
Yes.
myself. Let me share just my screen. Mhm. Okay. Okay, yeah. Can you see the screen now?
It's loading for me. Should be
Okay.
just a matter of time. I can see it.
I can see it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm so happy to see a lot of familiar faces. Here, let me tell you first a little bit about myself and what we do at Infinitex. I'm CEO and co-founder at Infinitex, where we're building blockchain application for different companies or helping enterprises to understand better how the blockchain technology can help them. I'm also co-founder at Use Bulgaria. We are a block producer, but we are trying to build the use ecosystem here in the southeastern Europe. And I have been part of the use community since the beginning of 2018. Before I'm also still part of the Ethereum community, and I'm also developer. I'm Ethereum developer and EOS developer as well. So you're going to see a little bit in the presentation here why Infuse is something like Truffle, but it's more for Infuse. So let me get started with the presentation then. So the main problem, what is the main problem, and the reason we came up with Infuse as an idea in 2018. The thing was that when it comes to development process, um, right now for use, in our opinion, it's really slow and complex. You need to set up your development environment. You need to make sure that everything is working because sometimes you have issues if you're working on Apple Silicon or if you're working under Windows or Linux. Another thing we found as a big issue is that smart contracts on use are not easy to test. And if you want to test them, most of the time you need to use C++. A lot of developers doesn't really like to unit test on C++. That was another big issue we found. Another thing is there isn't an easy and straightforward way to deploy smart contracts on use. You need to take care of your account. You need to take care of the resources that your account needs to have in order to deploy the smart contract. And also, if you're working with a terminal, you need to build all of the commands to deploy the smart contract. Another thing is that we don't have a unified tool that is maintained and regularly updated. We built Infuse at the end of 2018, the beginning of 2019. Since then, other tools came up. Some of them are no longer maintained or supported or even regularly updated regarding the latest features coming to Israel. And another thing, because as I said, I'm a blockchain developer as well. A lot of blockchain developers are coming from Ethereum or Ethereum-like environments. So for them, they have been using Truffle, which is the unified tool for the Ethereum network, and basically it provides everything they need to easily start and develop blockchain applications, which includes writing unit tests with JavaScript. So what is Infuse? In one sentence, it simplifies use our development process, and it lowers the barrier for new blockchain developers. And basically, what I mean by development process, when you start building a blockchain application, you even on Ethereum you have the development side. You need to compile your smart contracts. You need to deploy them on the network, and after that, you need to test them. And this process is constantly circling. You have these four stages, and this is the most, how to say, simple way to um, have the whole workflow of developing application. And basically, if you need to do that with what we have from block.one or what we have in the user documentation, it's really hard. And when it comes to testing, it's even harder because we don't have any clear example how to really test your smart contract. So we built Infuse and we introduced a few features. One of them is to quite easily set up a new development environment, which includes a project template, which is unified for every project and it's also customizable. It provides migration and deployment scripts, so you can basically write down your whole deployment process, what you want to deploy, what things you need to run in order to, for example, let's say you're deploying a token and you want to create the token and add specific things in it. We also have this script, and we also adding a preset of testing environment, which is allowing developers to start testing their smart contracts with JavaScript. Another thing is starting local nodes. I'm not sure if you have some of the developers here. Not sure if you had the issue that you need to start local environment, and if you're working under Apple Silicon, you got a ton of issues that probably won't take you 5 minutes to resolve. So we are solving this issue as well. And I think we trying to provide the control over the environment and how you basically to be able to customize your environment and your deployment setup. And we have controlling carrying with a few commands, which are just four. We have one more which is init, but the main one that are constantly used are these four commands. And you can see by running infuse run node, it starts local node, it creates the wallet, it imports private keys, and it basically sets up everything for you, which most of the time, if everything goes well with starting the local node, you probably need around 10 to 15 minutes to do all of these things here in best case. And yeah, this is pretty much Infuse. You can find the repo on GitHub. It's open source. We have been using Infuse for our project for quite some time, even that we haven't updated the code. Yeah, any questions?
From now, not from my side. Anybody in the audience? Probably like developers. This is most useful for the developers.
I just want,
I'm also.
I just want to throw in my hat for Demo. I've known him since Genesis, and his team has been really essential for the whole development, EOS development community. So basically, whatever he's pitching within Eos, just and you can throw some Eos at Demo to it.
Yes, actually, it's been around till 2018. The whole Infuse suite, right?
Yeah, it was born as an idea in summer 2018, and I started building it at the end of 2018, the beginning of 2019. Yeah, pretty much on a very early stage.
Mm. And yeah, usually Chris asks these questions, but I will ask the question right now.
Thank you.
What is like your funding goal, and like let's say like a minimal one and an optimal one, and what would be the first steps that you're taking in order to bring your product where you want it to be?
Yeah, as I said, Infuse is currently working. Everyone can start using it. However, there are a couple of bugs that need to be fixed in terms of how we test the smart contract. And I think is that right now the way Infuse is written in terms of code, it's a bit complicated to be optimized, to be we don't have code coverage. We don't have tests for the core codes of the tool, and probably there might be even more bugs that we are not aware of. There isn't documentation, which it makes it really hard for developers to start using it. And our goal is to rewrite the whole tool in TypeScript to introduce documentation, to introduce a single page website where we could provide more information to developers and to be used as a portfolio for the tool and um, for the developer ecosystem as a whole, and also provide tutorials that can help new blockchain developers to start easily developing with the tool and be onboarded to use blockchain network. As a funding goal, we are planning to have the developers working on the tool full time. Our minimal goal is 50K, which includes the salaries, includes the development of the website, the documentation, the tutorials. The whole marketing and PR stuff is going to be handled by our internal team, our marketing team. So we are not looking funding for the marketing. We are primarily looking funding for the development of the tool and further optimizing it and introducing new features and making the two more organized, more modular, which will allow other blockchain developers to customize it and to use it for their needs if they want to, let's say, upgrade it and add more features on top of it.
Okay. One question that I had, is this like, how does it complement or does it complement similar tools like Eos Studio? Or like, this is something, because I'm not having a developer background, I'm not sure if this is complementary or just like basically another development environment.
It's a little bit from the Eos Studio. The Eos Studio is much more. It provides graphical interface, which allow developers to basically click buttons and add stuff they need. Infuse is more like Truffle on Ethereum, which is the main. Yeah, it's basically the main tool for developing and testing smart contracts on the Ethereum network. And it provides all the things for the development process of building the application, yeah, the centralized application.
Yeah, as a EOSIO developer, I would define it as Infuse addresses a different group of developers. I would say more experience and with a more look at the whole application, right? From smart contracts to UI to unit testing and all that. While your studio is more an easy entry, I would say and think. Yeah.
Thanks so much. That's exactly what I wanted to ask. What I needed to know. Like, so it is basically just it complements each other in a way.
Yeah, I
Depending.
would think so.
Awesome.
We also have the Gitbot web IDEs. But yeah, I don't want to advertise our tools. Yeah, it's good to have multiple choices for different needs. Definitely. And
Right.
I like the proposal. I used Infuse a while ago. Currently, we use our tools because the whole team it matches the team's needs. But there are other developers needing exactly what Infuse is building. Absolutely. So I can highly recommend donating.
Yeah, definitely. Congratulations, you guys.
Great. Okay. Any other questions for Dimo?
Yeah, go ahead. Don't be shy. I have here 4 questions.
It seems not. I will check if there's anyone on YouTube asking. Okay. Doesn't seem like it.
I can ask something. Do you
Yes.
have any plans of integrating diverse API services that we have, Hyperion, Diffuse, things like that? Typically developers are making use of these tools most of the time, not right at the beginning, but over time. And I think it would be a great benefit if you have additional functionality to say, hey, fill up Hyperion or a diffuse node too, so that I can connect whatever front end service to it to consume this data.
Yeah, we are planning to introduce new features. One of them is to actually have different plugins to Infuse, which, like for example, you can introduce new, how to refer to them, like packages that you can use within the framework and use them to develop your smart contracts. For example, one thing we really want to introduce is like ways on Ethereum we have OpenZeppelin, which provides all these smart contracts that you can use out of the box, and we want to have something like that for Infuse, which could be introduced like plugin. Another thing we want to introduce is have, for example, in Truffle we have boxes which are boilerplate projects that you can use from the go. Basically, let's say you want to develop a React project, you can have this template loaded, and you have the whole structure uh, for the React web application together with the smart contract. And in the case with Diffuse, you can have a Diffuse template, which is all it is basically created, connected, and you just start developing on top of it, or even to use the basics that you have and change what you need and add even more.
Yeah, nice. I really like that. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I like that too. It sounds super solid. And I hear actually from a couple of developers that are vouching for Demo. So I trust the majority of developers. I can't judge that much for myself, but I'm sold. I like it. Awesome. And thanks for joining. If there are no more questions from the audience, I think I will end this stream. You can all continue any further questions or conversation in the stream chat or in the EOS main chat. The next pitch session will be, if we have enough people signing up, that goes out to everyone on Wednesday. And super happy to have all you guys here in the voice chat, and I hope we have more of these Discord events. I love it.
Thank you, Marty. It was fun.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Good
thanks
luck,
for
everybody.
organizing this, Marty. Great job.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Marty.
And Yana.
Yeah,
as
thank
Take
you.
care.
Thank you, Marty.
Yeah,
All right,
same.
see you, everyone.
Bye.